Hi, Coach Jason here. Welcome to 60 Seconds of Property. If it's your first time tuning in, it's just me talking about property for about 60 seconds. Today I just want to share details of my worst property deal. Thankfully, I can say it wasn't a client of mine. It was my own personal deal, which was done almost 20 years ago. There was an outfit that was promoting apartments off the plan. They made it sound very attractive, promising fantastic yields. And also they had a product called a deposit bond, meaning that I was able to pay a fee for the right for the deposit, and the balance of funds wasn't due until completion, which was about 2 years later on. Now, when the apartments got completed, the projected yields that I was expecting never ever eventuated. And part of that is because there were hundreds of other owners that also had their apartments completed at the same time. So we were all fighting for tenants. So people were, doing deals, trying to get people to rent theirs instead of other people's. Never ever had a problem with renting the place. We had a lot of Asian tourists at the time. It was in a good part of the city, double grammar zone, etc., etc. But the problem with the place was the value. The value was terrible. It never ever held. And I bought the place when the market was rising. By the time it was completed, the market had shifted completely, similar to where we find ourselves right now in the property cycle. So my mortgage was actually upside down, meaning that I owed more on the property than it was worth. And it was a very, very difficult hold because as I came off fixed terms, I didn't have the ability to shift my lending to another bank or ask for interest only. I was dealing with 9, almost 10% interest rates at the time. It was a very, very uncomfortable hold. So that left me in a bit of a dilemma. I thought, okay, do I just sell it and take the loss? But I didn't want to do that, because if I did that, I wouldn't be able to pay off the mortgage completely and I would no longer have the property. But as a result, there was a lot of opportunity cost there, and it actually stifled my ability to go forward for many, many years. It wasn't until many, many years later, i.e. 10, where finally we entered into a new cycle, and finally the apartment value improved to the point where I went, okay, now is the perfect time to sell, and it is the only property that I've ever sold in my portfolio. I came out with some money, not a lot, but I was happy to exit the apartment market. And it was quite timely as well, because one of the things with apartments is they have a body corporate, especially these large ones, and as the building ages over time, that body corporate keeps on increasing and increasing and increasing. Now, fortunately, I did sell at the right time, because the apartment also started to show leaks through the roof, meaning that there was a huge remedial job around the corner. So really, really big lesson learnt there. The biggest takeout for me is that in apartments, a lot of the value is tied up in the building as opposed to the land. And as we know, from an accounting perspective, buildings depreciate. It's the land that appreciates. So I hope you guys learned something from that and take some good lessons. I learnt the hard way, so hopefully you don't. Hey, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.